Preliminary Proposal Tutorial. This guide for writing a proposal was created to enhance the Tertiary Education Institutes (TEI's) capacity to write, submit, and hopefully obtain grants from the Quality Improvement Fund (QIF). According to QIF grant process, the grant application will follow a two-step process. First, interested TEIs will present a preliminary proposal, which will be evaluated by the QIF board. The successful preliminary proposals will then be invited to develop a full proposal that will be evaluated by external reviewers towards receiving funding support. In this video, we'll focus on how to write the preliminary proposal in accordance with QIF grants requirements and format. So, why preliminary? It's important to know that proposal writing is part of a process that includes planning, research, writing, and follow-up. And the proposal is a document that explains your idea in details to secure funds and financial support. Preliminary proposal is designed to convince the decision-maker to consider your request. It gives you the opportunity to present a snapshot of your proposed project. So, before beginning to write the proposal, make sure you revisit Spot 2, Part 2 to ensure full compliance with QIF grants. The preliminary application form is usually available on www.palpcu.ps and in the QIF Operational Manual Appendix 1. It's important while developing the proposal to follow these instructions and to make sure the overall proposal should not exceed 5 pages and/or maximum number of words is 2,500 words. The preliminary proposal consists of two parts. The first one is the application form, which includes the cover letter of the main applicant and the letter of intent from the partners. It also provides general information about the main applicant institute and its partners, with detailed contact information of their representatives. The application form also requires brief details of the project, in addition to the application window, amount requested, TEI in-kind contribution, duration of the project, and previous experience with QIF. The other part is the proposal form, which contains the core of the proposed project. It usually begins with the major information about the project, followed by the executive summary, which is a concise narrative that covers the main objectives of the proposal, its justification, targeted program, time frame, anticipated costs, and partners' roles. Because of its nature in summarizing the main sections of the project, it's preferable for you to leave it to the end. The next section is the problem statement. In this section, you need to answer the following questions. What problems does your project address? What are the causes of these problems? What approaches are suggested to improve the situation? It is not enough simply to state the problem. You also need to back it up with supporting facts and statistics. Make sure your facts and statistics are relevant and fit the scope of your solution. Then we come to the aim of the project section, where you need to provide information that tells the reader why this project should exist and how the project will promote the long-term change. The next section the proposal gets into is your solution of the problem. It will usually begin with the statement of the project impact, outcomes, and expected outputs. The impact or goals are broad and are a general statement of what you plan to accomplish. Objectives and outcomes flow from the goals, and they should be SMART, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bounded. And the expected outputs are the products and services that will be delivered during the project lifecycle. Next, you'll come to the implementation methodology and timeline. This section details your plan of action, in which you clearly explain the who, what, where, when, and how of your strategy. This should enable the reader to visualize the implementation of the project by describing the project lifecycle, key stages of implementation, and the sequence of major project activities over time. It's important to set a reasonable sequence of the project phases and activities in a realistic time frame. In the project management capacity and staffing section, you'll need to describe how the product will be managed, the management structure that you'll use, the allocated resources and infrastructure. This will then bring us to monitoring and evaluation, where you'll need to answer the following questions. How and when will you monitor and evaluate your project? What's your approach? Who will implement the M&E? The QIF is also interested in the ownership of the project, which is the reason why you'll be asked about the sustainability plan. You need to convince the reader how you're going to sustain the project outcomes beyond the project completion. The last section is the feasibility of the project section, where you need to describe how the proposed methodology, approaches, and strategies are realistic, reasonable, effective, outcome-oriented, and that the human and physical resources allocated and requested to this project are appropriate. Now, you've prepared your preliminary proposal, and you're ready to submit it. Wait, don't submit it until you make sure you're covering the evaluation criteria. While reviewing the submitted proposals, they'll be evaluated according to the following: feasibility, relevance, partnership, and sustainability and impact. The PCU is wishing you all the best.